So, good evening. I have another song for you. I think this is really going to fit in well. Another one, Bites the Dust, by Queen. Queen are fucking legends, you know what I mean? I actually remember when Freddie Mercury died. It's the only time I ever saw my father fucking cry, actually. My father, yeah, I never seen him cry when he died. That's interesting, actually. But, yeah, I made me a cup of tea because, you know what? I've only written 2 pages, but I do have something to read out from Google as well. Quite fucking interesting. So does anyone want to pause this and go get a cup of tea? And maybe some popcorn, because this is going to be a fucking very funny one anyway. I actually am breaking my arse fucking laughing here. Okay, so, yeah, truly moving on. Right, come on, let's get into it. So, this alcoholic demonic family, right, are truly going to begin to be, you know, going to be in a very sober reality very fucking soon when they all get locked up in prison. They'll be begging for the prison doctor to give them something for the fucking DTs because, like, this is going to be a serious fall from grace. Fall from grace, well, that is a ritual actually on my website that I channeled from the divine himself, and I have to say it's worked beautifully on many people, and there's a many more about it. Another one, Bites the Dust, yeah, that's where it's coming. Another one. Okay, so there's nowhere for this demonic family to run and hide, and wasn't that your very thought last night, Paul? Wasn't it? Like, Paul, it was actually quite hilarious. My guide showed me, I swear to God, like, I'm trying to sit there and read the Bible because I promised I would start reading the Bible. Never read the Bible. The Bible wasn't in my house growing up, but I always had God within and didn't need a Bible. So now I'm actually reading the Bible. Anyway, so Paul last night, that was Paul's thought last night. There's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide, as he sat up in his bed crying into his whiskey. In those lovely satin sheets. Nice sheets, Paul. Your face was priceless, I swear to God. Jesus, don't fucking run me mascara, because you're not worth me tears. Well, not me tears, don't be tears, but you're not worth putting my makeup over, yeah? So yeah, he was in the bed fucking crying his eyes out, yeah? So Paul, come here and I tell you, right? How the fuck are you going to cope in prison with those blankets and sheets? When you're used to all these luxury ones I'm fucking providing for you, huh? Yeah, so, yeah, prison blankets and sheets, Paul, that's what's facing you, and, you know, I'm sure they're alright, they're grand, do you know what I mean? They'll do the fucking job. They're good enough for everyone else, Paul, they're going to be fucking good enough for you. But anyway, I'm sure they're still a lot better than what you and your brother Peter had as children, right? So, I have to say this, though. Your mother did her best for you. Do you know that, Paul? Do you actually know that? That your mother actually did her fucking best for you. Your father gave her a dog's fucking life and drank everything he got as a family. He drank it. So your mother was forced to do what she had to do. Now, to Fiji. I don't judge your mother at all for doing what she had to do to look after her kids. Okay? Because I'm a mother. Now, I wouldn't go to that level as much as you all put that in the candle for me to do if I wanted money. I would not go to that level. But I know how hard it is to rear and support a child and single-handedly I'm doing it. I know how hard it is, so I don't judge your mother for doing what she had to do. Your father put her into that position. Probably glad that he did take him out in the end, hey? Because it is the hardest job I've ever had, is being a mother, for sure. And you made it a billion times hard these last 4 years, for sure. But my daughter, at least, very proud of me, and certainly doesn't want to fucking murder me. Jesus. There's something quite not right or developed correctly in your brain, Paul. Like, she gave you life, Paul, and you callously took hers out of shame for her profession. She was forced into that, let me tell you that. So, how is your daughter Fuzzy still alive then? That's what I don't understand. Your daughter Fuzzy's doing the very same fucking thing. How are you keeping her alive? I don't understand this. Or your soul daughter Rena. You're keeping her alive. Yet they're in that same profession. If you just turn a blind eye to this, like, well, maybe you might have grown up a little bit and realised, you know what, that's what happens, yeah? So, it seems there's something embedded in your DNA and soul, Paul, and because your soul daughter, your 2 soul daughters, one with genetic in this lifetime, are both in that fucking profession. So I think a little bit of ancestral healing wouldn't fucking go astray. Maybe then Fuzzy wouldn't be an escort in Australia, do you know what I mean? Or Rena in London, you know what I mean? If you had done this soul work, they probably wouldn't have gone into this, but the decks don't do soul work, don't they? Your future's quite dark and bleak, Paul, yeah? A bit like your soul, but you sold that to the fucking devil the minute you allowed him to enter into your physical body. All those years of worshipping this fool, because let me tell you, that's all it is a fool. And it just leaves you just like that. You're in the shit of it, nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. Where the fuck is the one you've been worshipping? Where is he? Nowhere to be seen. They don't help you and they don't support you. Can you look around me, Paul? Have you ever seen God abandon me? The real God. There's only one God anyway. Did you ever see him abandoning me, Paul? No, God hasn't abandoned me at all. Nor have I ever went without, even with your best attempts by Jesus Christ, it'll all come out. Just a little bit you all went to. God takes care of his chosen people. It truly hurts you, Paul, that you were never a chosen person, doesn't it? Do you know why you weren't a chosen person, Paul? Because you see, God checks all our hearts and our souls. That's why you weren't a chosen person. That's why nobody from your soul family is chosen. Nobody. No. You were never chosen in any incarnation. That fucking hurt you, didn't it? Oh God, it fucking hurt you. You really hate chosen people. Really hate them. But he saw what was within your heart and soul, and he'd never even contemplated. Now is time you truly do go. In 4 days' time, Paul, you won't have those satin sheets to be laying in. I promise you, you won't have them. Or the superintendent. He won't be in his position either. Suspended without pay. But he has some funds to time over, doesn't he? He has some funds, yeah. Because you paid him €50,000 to look into me. But I've looked more closely into him too. For fucking free. I'm not getting paid for any of the work I'm doing. Yeah? I put in 20-hour days. But I do it for free. Fuck it, I do it for fun. I do it for fun. So this superintendent, the initial L is the county he's stationed in. Fuck, isn't that the first initial of his first and surname? 3 L's, power of 3, wow. That's his first and last name, all begin with L. So, but there's hundreds of crop members of a Garda Síochána. Hundreds. You want to know how I know all this? One of my guides, Paul, is a detective with them before he was murdered. But although someone has been sentenced for 40 years for this Garda's murder, he was murdered while carrying out his duty. There was another detective involved, and my soul won't be resting until he gets 40 years too. Let me tell you that. He's going to get a 40-year sentence, this other guard. Not connected to these Freemasons fucking fools. Pontus. 0808. Wow, I'm telling you, lads. So now, Paul, you know the level of fucking help I have here in the spirit world, and I'm going to fit in nicely there, aren't I, Paul? I am. Your smelly black magic won't be stopping me finding Dean either. I have all your lists, and Jimmy will go down for his murder. And many in Kilkenny will go down for preventing the course of justice in relation to him. As this Jimmy has got a big mouth, haven't you, Jimmy? You got a big mouth, it's not all big about you, by. And I'm about to firmly shut it down. Another evil killer will be off the streets in Kilkenny. In fact, Jimmy didn't work alone, did you, Jimmy? And I know him too. Besides the other 2 waiting in the car. And the other 2 who staged the car crash later on. 6 people in total are involved directly. 5 of these 6 people are from Kilkenny. Somebody better tell that Gimpin Carlo and come for him too, yeah? I know his name as well, fuck. 4 bones in total I will personally find belong to Dean. I'm putting it out here now before I even go back out again, and I've been out many times looking for Dean. His left side, collarbone and tibia. A rib bone on his right side, and an ankle bone too from the right side. That will be my job done when I find those 4 bones. And then on Garda Síochána will find the other 8. More. This pimp, Jimmy, is going down, including his whore And the one he's riding in Callan. Oh yeah. That hairy bitch in Callan, huh? Oh God. She knows too. And the cunt in Ireland, oh, the wicked stepmother. Many other charges that all face for the part you paid them, Paul. To gangstalk and intimidate me and Eileen. Fresh hell is coming to them now, Paul. All because of you. All because of Ponty Paul. Oh, everyone's going to hate Paul. Paul, you're going to be the most hated person in this universe. Tell you. This whore that lives here, where I live, will no more be looking through her binoculars into my sitting room windows. You bought the top of the range one for her, Paul, and carried it to her house. €500 out of my fucking money, Paul. You pay for this fucking binoculars. Fucking PayPal records. Oh God. They're going to fucking destroy you and Fuzzy. But I don't give a fuck about the two of you. Oh fuck, why would I even give a fuck? 11, ching. Cause every fucking one of you, there's a heavy price to pay for anybody who sold their soul to the devil. Because God is going to make you all suffer. Finally, you'll start to believe in him. But I was born knowing all about him. It was embedded in my soul. That's what I'm saying. My father may have been brought up by strict Catholics, but I certainly wasn't. I wasn't. Never read the Bible, barely went to Mass. But I always had God within me. Always truly deeply within me. I'm not just a follower of God. I'm related to him. That's how I am royalty. Well, don't you know, Paul? So, Paul has hacked through my athletic records. I got that back. And watches Ponce. He allowed you to do it, Paul. He allowed you to do it so we could set you up beautifully. 4 years down the road, and here we are. 4 years down the road, Paul. It was coming, Paul. But you're not the only one who's rooted in there. Recently as well. Your soul daughter Rena tried on Tuesday night. Oh my God, Rena. You got an awful fright from my ancestors, didn't you? She's still fairly shook. Even the fucking heroin can't calm her fucking down. The bitch knows it's over, don't you, Rena? You know it's over. And hasn't stopped crying since. Maybe because finally, reality has set in, Rena. And that you were powerless to stop me. But I've stopped you. And I blocked off your portal you opened up in my home. By my fireplace. Let all that wickedness you try to bring into my house. Let all that wickedness surround you. It's not for me or Eileen anymore. You're truly getting haunted by these evil souls. What's the matter? Shouldn't you be at home with these demonic souls, Rena? No? She can't shut down this portal she opened. Now she wishes she never did it. Oh, too late, innit? Hindsight. Fucking denied so many people. I don't pity you, Rena. In fact, everybody does. Nobody does. And it's her favourite saying she likes to carve on her black candle alongside. She puts that on a pity me. Right? Nobody gives a fuck about you, Rena. And the other favourite thing that she likes to write in is, I have her verses. I don't know. I don't want to put it out there. Maybe 700 times. I was going to say 1,000, but maybe at least 700 times. I have a verses saying that she puts to my mother, to my elderly mother. Have a fall, Anne. Split your head open. Pump blood everywhere. That's what she puts, like magic, she puts on my elderly mother, by the way. What happened to you yesterday, Rena? She manifested that into her own reality. That's a nasty scar you're going to have, Rena. Oh, it's nasty. You're going to be left with a big scar. Nobody's going to want Asian surprise now, are they? She looks rough. But, as a businesswoman, I'm going to give you a little bit of advice here, yeah? You could always rebrand yourself as fucking Chucky Bride, because you're evil like her. Now you're fucking have a face to fucking match her, scared up to bits, huh? Karma! It's a bitch in her. From this queen bitch to you. Don't worry, today it will happen to Fuzzy too. Irish Eyes escort profile never gets many views in Australia anyway. So who's going to want her after today? 2 unemployed whores who will never earn a red cent from prostitution again. Don't you worry, either will Ashlyn. Time to line up in that dole queue. Wasn't that what you all wanted for me? Soul Street to get shut down. It's you 3 whores that got shut down by the divine himself. Because no longer, Ashlyn, will my Eileen have to walk to school watching you get into that fucking BMW by a woman anymore. Who picks you up, you dirty yoke, you. My daughter has to see that. No shame has she on this station road in Thomastown. No shame. But your poor mother will feel that shame for you. Everything that you refuse to feel, I guess. I guess the devil's drug, heroin, shuts all that off. You should have stuck to God's medicine. Weed. It's growing naturally for a fucking reason. But Big Pharma, oh Big Pharma, they won't want you to cure yourself. It's why all governments get backhanders from them. You guessed it, right? I'm coming for fucking Big Pharma. And cannabis will be legalised in my lifetime. And that will be down to me. Too much corruption in the government worldwide, not just Ireland. But fair enough, I'm coming for all of them too. I'm ridding this universe where all the corrupt start now at home first, before I branch out. We will all have a choice in how we want to be treated and healed. And not be dictated by those who have brown envelopes in their pockets how we have to be healed and how we have to be treated. How dare they? It's time now for this new earth. I'm privileged to have been chosen to lead it. St. Mary was always special to God. You'll soon just see. Now, my little bit of Googling, because I just... Now you see, this is all going to be free rolling from my mouth. My mouth has a habit to shoot things out, you see. And I started to really think about this Jason that's in the Freemasons. Because Jason is one of the guards. He's stationed in Dublin. I'm just going to give the initials R. Don't think I don't know you, Jason. Now Jason has spent 30 years as a guard. He's still on desk duty. What does that say, Jason? You're not very fucking bright, are you? You haven't gone up the ranks there within a Garda Síochána. Jason's mother is so proud of him for being a guard. Oh, Jesus Christ. So she tells everybody she's so fucking proud of him. How is your elderly mother going to feel, Jason, when she knows you and these other 3 Ponzi guards that's in the Freemasons all know about Dean's murder? All know who's responsible? How do you think your mother's going to feel when you're going to be arrested by your own organisation for preventing the course of justice? Now, I'm going to read you out something from Google. I just thought trying to be fucking up. Would I be able to find it? Would I be able to find it? And I wanted to know this myself. That really matters to me, but I wanted to know. So we go to this one. So, when guards become guards, they take an oath. It's called a attestation oath. It is sworn by all members of the Gardaí and we are followed by the Garda Press Office Reserve, yeah? So, this is the oath these 4 fucking ponces have made. Many guards have made this, but these 4 particular ones I want to fucking talk about. And they would have done this, didn't he? God, you forget, do you? I hereby solemnly and sincerely declare before God that I will faithfully discharge the duties of a member of our Garda Síochána with fairness, integrity, regard for human rights, due diligence and impartiality, upholding the Constitution and the law and according equal respect to all people. Really, look me up and pulse kind of gets that one out of the way, don't it? Yeah? While I continue to be a member, I will, to the best of my skill and knowledge, discharge all my duties according to law. Liars, you're fucking hypocrites. And I do not belong to, this is the interesting bit, and will not, while I remain a member, form, belong to, or subscribe to any political party or secret society whatsoever. Now tell me now, boys, what's the Freemasons? A secret society. You're done. You're done. You're done for that alone. Let alone look me up on Pulse, and let alone not disclosing the information you know about Dean. You have prevented the course of justice now. We know that rapists, child abusers, and people like Paul attack single mothers and kids, not very liked in prison. Guards are not going to be very liked in prison. So tell me now, 4 Gardays, how are you going to get on in prison? How are you going to get on in prison? Oh, you're going to be tortured in it. Absolutely tortured. Yeah? Now, no guard will be put into prison unless they've done something that's warranted. Okay? The whole time of other things, at protests and things like that, and you're getting Garda badges, people are getting Garda badges numbers, and posting it on social media and finding their houses and their addresses and all that. I didn't agree with any of that. Even though probably I agreed with the protesters, I didn't agree with that because they're just doing their job. But you see, these 4 fucking ponces didn't do their job. But not only did these 4 fucking ponces swear an oath to become guards, they have to swear an oath in this poncy fucking Freemasons at every degree. Every degree. I only Googled that today, that's what I found out. At every degree, they fucking swear these poxy oaths, which is a load of bollocks, the one I found anyway. Saint Holy John, you bollocks are not in a holy about your organisation. We are evil. But this is a little bit I want to get, and this is really truly for Ponty Paul. Anyway, it's a long one. It's a really long one, which to be fair, I'm not going to read it, but I'm going to read you this little bit, okay? Further that, I will acknowledge and obey all signs and summonses. No, I'm going too far. Where are we? Where are we? Oh, here we go. Further, that I will always aid and assist all poor, distressed, worthy Master Masons, their widows and orphans. Now, Paul, you paid 50 grand to that man in Acton, right? To kill me in a ritual. That man died that night when his wife contacted you the next day. Did you support that fucking widow? No, you didn't. You fucking abused her. Bernie, isn't it? Bernie. That's her name, Bernie. You abused that fucking woman. So even by your own poxy fucking things, you're a fucking hypocrite. But that's not all we got. I've got to go back to the superintendent, because you see, superintendent, I don't like you, and I'll tell you why I don't like you. I'm going to tell you straight out, superintendent, that I don't like you. Because not only are you nothing but a prick, you're a bully. You are a bully in your job and at home. You're a bully. And you bully and you torture a Garda sergeant underneath you. Something fierce. And I'm going to tell you something, superintendent. I might as well call you the last few days that. You're getting out of that job. And you say that man that you do that to, he's getting your job. You know why he's getting that job? Because he's one of God's people. He's a man, a good honest man, and a good guard. He's one of God's men, just like I'm one of God's girls. You don't deserve that position that you were in. Now besides all that, your fucking wife knows you were in the Freemasons. She knows. I mean, she might know what kind of oath you had to swear in. She knows you're in that Freemasons. And if I tells me she's sick to the fucking teeth of you when you were, anyway, literally at the front door being kicked out of your fucking family home because she despises you, I don't blame the woman. I don't blame the woman. Yeah? But this woman, she's going to get a land. Because, you know what, these sick people in these Freemasons, it's a bit like AFC, yeah? Arthur Finlay College, for those of you who don't know, it's a spiritual college in London. My one thing about people getting up their ranks within that is, and it's one of my favourite sayings, it's not who you know, it's who you blow. Yeah? And that's true in all organisations. People think they can sleep their way to the top, yeah? Well, didn't you and Ponty Paul have a little bit of a thing going, didn't you? Oh, you dirty bastards. 2 little batty boys together. How's your wife going to feel about that, superintendent? How's she going to feel about that? But you see, Paul is a bit like me. Yeah, I'll just trying out about it. One of my favourite things. So Charman's honest to go big or go home. See, that's why I didn't kind of last between you and Paul, because you know, Paul's a bit like me. Go big or go home. So yeah. But it went on for 18 months, didn't it? You're very fucking close indeed. See, the one thing I hate here, superintendent, is like I don't care about anyone's sexuality. My favourite thing is show what to do. It's your own fucking business. But what I detest 25 is these men getting into marriages and hiding behind women when they're the other way. That's what I hate. Ruining and wasting women's lives when you'd rather be with men. So now you're going to a perfect place where you're going to be full of men. They might like you, and it's not that big either, so you know, I don't know what your fucking your sex life is going to be like inside prison. But I can tell you this, I can't stand your type. I can't stand corrupt people. It's like that judge, that famous judge in Dublin. Oh Jesus, music to my ears, I know I'm going to take that man down. Oh my God. Obviously I can't give out this judge's name, but this judge is renowned for letting off pedos and rapists and kitty fiddlers with community services, slaps on the wrists. And as God is my witness, how this man is still being able to be a judge in Dublin is, I don't understand this. You know why he does that? He's not in the Freemasons, by the way. Because he's a fucking paedophile. He's a paedophile himself. Doesn't see anything wrong with it. We can't have judges like this. We can't have little ponces like you, the superintendents, bullying, or the guards, good guards who do their fucking job, who stand by the oath that they have taken. So to you four fucking guards, you're not honouring the oaths you've made on Garda Síochána. You're honouring the oaths you've made to the Freemasons. That's why you can't stay in your positions. You can't stay in those positions. I don't know one of the other guards. It's a detective. Sergeant, aren't you? Or a sergeant detective. I don't know what way you call your little titles. 4 of you are foot. 4 of you. Oh yeah, I know where you work too. You're very close to Paul's fucking ex-wife, ain't you? Only down the road. What the next little bit? Have you ever met her? You might see her driving around the white Mercedes. Oh, do this and do this, do this. Like she's so fucking special. So Paul knows where she lives. And I know where you work. I know what 4 of you work. And to you, Jason, who looks to go on my YouTube and take my views and freeze my videos, I've got news for you, Jason. I know you have a shift tomorrow, Saturday, and you have Sunday, and you got another shift Monday. I can guarantee you, Jason, you enjoy tomorrow, because you will not be going in on Monday for your shift.